Alright, so we're solving equations now that have fractions in them. So the first thing you want to do is get rid of the fractions. So we need to multiply everything by a common denominator. What's the rule about having a common denominator? You got to use what? Yeah, one of everything on the bottom. So I got to use an n and an n minus 1. You need to write that above each fraction. N and n minus 1. Alright, see if y'all can do your crossing out step. You guys make it through this week. Y'all know you got a 4-day weekend coming up. You got Monday off next week and Tuesday off next week.
You can have it back.
Okay, so doing the crossing out step. The n's cancel out. Whatever's left over, you just multiply it together. 3 times n is 3n. 3 times 1 is minus 3. Okay, on the second fraction, the n minus 1's cancel. Multiply right here, I get 2n. Okay, what cancels out on the last fraction? Nothing, because you don't have anything on the bottom to cancel out with. So what I have to do is multiply these two together first, bring down the n minus 1, then distribute. So what am I going to bring down in my equation? 2n times n is 2n squared. 2n times 1 is minus 2n. Alright, so will we have to do quadratic formula on this problem? Yes, we will, because we've got an n squared. So you guys try to, well, let's go ahead and add up like terms before I start moving stuff around. I can add these two up. That's 5n, right? 5n minus 3. Okay, now move everything on the right side. Get it set up in order so we can do quadratic formula. Probably have a test over this stuff like Thursday or Friday. We got one more thing we got to learn and put with this. Yes, ma'am. 8 o'clock is what they said, so I'm expecting an announcement.
What's going on?
Cap and gown retakes. So I guess y'all did it the first time this summer, correct?
No, cap and gown was a
I
few
was
weeks
out
ago.
with COVID when they did it.
Yeah,
Whenever
was,
that was.
quarantine when they did it.
Okay, so most of y'all are probably going to go.
I just forgot. I thought I took that.
They're retakes.
So what was this summer? Was that your graduation pictures this summer?
That was the,
That was just
Senior picture.
Senior, yeah, right, senior portraits.
cap and gown was like a couple weeks ago.
Gotcha. Alright, so I move over 5n, that's a negative 5n, 2n squared minus 7n plus 3. Alright, so now let's do quadratic formula with that. You guys finish this problem, and then if they hadn't called y'all, I might just let y'all walk down there. Let's see, is it in the gym or lunchroom? Anybody know? Lunchroom? Alright, so what y'all get inside the square root symbol? 25. Alright, so square root of 25 simplifies down to 5. So we got 7 plus or minus 5 over 4. Alright, find both answers now and then try to find them on the paper. That's a good way to check it. Alright, 7 plus 5 is 12 over 4. First answer is 3. 7 minus 5 is 2 over 4. That simplifies to 1/2. Let's check and make sure that's down there.
Like, as it is, can you do 7?
Sure.
I still have to do 7 and 8.
3 1/2 is, yeah, IG, mark it out. All right, so if you're gonna go for cap and gown retakes, you can go ahead and go. It's one of everything that's on the bottom. So we gotta use an x plus 3 and an x minus 5. Gotta write them both above. All right, so we got x plus 3 and x minus 5. I'm gonna write that above each fraction. All right, so I can see where you guys can get in trouble on this one. Oh yeah, this is gonna be messy. All right, look at that first number. Does anything cancel out right here on the first number? No, because there's nothing on the bottom. So what do you have to do? You first distribute 2 of the first one. 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 3 is plus 6. You bring down the x minus 5 behind it. Now what do I have to do before I bring that down? We got to full it out. You guys try to full it out. Let's see what you get. You should be good at full method. Squared minus 10x plus 6x minus 30. All right, question about the left side of the equal sign. Everybody good? All right, what cancels out on the second fraction? X plus 3's. What do I have to bring down? X times x is x squared. X times 5 is negative 5x. All right, last fraction, I can cross out the x minus 5's. Don't forget when you distribute on this one, it's negative 3 times x, and it's negative 3 times 3. All right, so add up like terms, move everything on the left side. I got x squared on the left, make it plus 8, that gives me plus 4, plus 9 gives me minus 21. Alright, so you can do quadratic formula. I think this one will factor very easy and quickly, so I'm going to factor it. I'll give y'all a chance to do it either way you want to do it. And then we'll check it and see if it's down on the sheet. Anybody tried 8? You tried 8?
I'm trying, but it's hard.
I would think 8's a lot easier than 7. What's that? Oh, that's okay. It's too fat to do. X times x.
I do.
X times x. Good. What numbers can you times together and get 21? 3 times what? 3 times. Use calculator then. If you get table, 21 divided by x, and then 5 times, remember it shows you the table, so it's 1 times 21 or 3 times 7.
Because you can get 21 out of 4 too, right?
So 3 times 7, how did they get 4? They did 7 minus 3. Okay? So I got plus 3 here, minus 7 here. Hang on just a second, Jess. I want to check these answers, make sure they work. 3 and minus 7. All right, so 3 and minus 7 should be on the sheet, correct?
Yep.
3 and minus 7, yeah, right there in the middle, FR, cross it out. Did 8 not work?
Yeah, I got 7 and negative 1.
I did the same thing.
Okay, those are correct. Now I need to show you why the 7 doesn't work. You cross the 7 out, it doesn't work, but that is correct so far. Good job. Okay. The reason is if you plug 7 back in on the bottom, 7 minus 7 would give you a 0 on the bottom, so you would have to throw that answer out. We went over that a little bit the other day. All right, you guys do number 8. Yes, sir.
Troy stole his parents. You know the little tag that they have?
You still got his tag on?
Yes, I got that. I didn't notice.
Maybe he's gonna wear it one time and take it back. Where'd you get him from?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It is my car for 6 months.
All right, let's do number 8. All right, Levy, if we're gonna factor number 8, now first of all, why do we have to factor it? Remember, anytime you got a d squared on the bottom, you're gonna have to factor it out. And Levy, what did I say last week about how's it gonna factor? It's always gonna be what? Yeah, it's always gonna be what's on the bottom on the other two. So it's gonna be d minus 7, and it's gonna be d minus 2. And common denominator, use everything one time. I'm gonna write d minus 7 and d minus 2 on top of each fraction. All right, you guys do your crossing out and see what you get.
Or not accurate, but, for D minus 2 over, or D over D minus 2, wouldn't you have to times D to D minus 7?
If I do quadratic formula?
No, like just working the problem. Don't you have to work those?
Okay, I bring down my d squared. I add up my like terms. So I add up 1d minus 7d, gave me negative 6d. Positive 5, move it over to negative 5, add them up, I get negative 7. So you got.
Where are you for a second? You said 7 divided by 8, D minus 2.
Yes.
So you have to do 7. That gives you.
D times d is d squared. D times 7 is negative 7d.
I just want to sleep, bro. Damn, I think been going on for a while.
Right.
And then you have to do this, and then you have to do.
No, let me show you right here.
I thought I had it.
Now, look here. On the first fraction, you cross out your d minus 7s. So when you times by 1, you just bring down d minus 2. Right here, you cross out d minus 2, and like you said, bring down d squared minus 7d. And you just add like terms.
I'm giving up on understanding.
Let me finish showing this one, guys, and I'll answer questions. All right, so look, I got 7 and negative 1 for my answer. You're going to have the same answer. Now, let me show you something. The reason these answers are not down on the answer sheet, 7 and negative 1, is because I showed you guys last week that sometimes an answer will cross out. This 7 cancels out. All right? Troy, it cancels out because if you plug 7 back in here, 7 minus 7 would give you a 0 on the bottom, and you can't have that. So that's why you cross the 7 out. The only answer should be negative 1. Is negative 1 down there somewhere?
So we would factor this one?
You can factor it, sure. You can factor or do quadratic formula. What you need, CJ?
So we're starting on the back?
Yeah, let's do the back. The front y'all should know how to do. You go take this. Front y'all should know how to do. Let's do the back. All right, the back is easy. 6, 7, 8, 9 are easy. 10 is really long. All right, and this is all the stuff that's going to go in your next test. And number 6, we now have equations that have square root symbols in them. All right? So what we have to do is get rid of the square root symbol first on each side. So guys, watch how easy this is. If you'll square the left side and square the right side, it gets rid of the square root symbols for you. All you got to do now is bring down 6x minus 4 and 2x plus 10. Now solve that equation, you got your answer. So these are really, really easy. Now do your like terms. Get your x's together on the left, get your numbers together on the right. Let's see what we get. So if I move this over here, I got 4x equals 14. Somebody check that behind me. Is that good? All right, what's our answer going to be? I divide by 4 on each side. So my answer is 14 over 4, which reduces down to 7 over 2. If you put 3.5, that's fine too. All right, anybody got a question on that? All right, let's go to 7. 7 should be just as easy. Sure. No problem.
Where'd you get the arrow from?
The arrow.
Yeah.
I moved over positive 2. I made it a negative 2x. And that gave me 4x.
But then you put an arrow.
That's an equal sign.
Okay.
All right, let's go to 7. All right, number 7, we got the cube root of 6a minus 5 plus 2 equals negative 3. All right, so you've got only one root symbol in this problem. When that happens, you want to get the root symbol by itself on the left side of the equal sign. What's going to happen with plus 2 when I move it over?
It's gonna turn into negative 5.
Minus 2, right?
Wait, did I miss number 6?
It's okay, I'll put it back up there in a minute, Fisher, and you can get it. Let's go to 7, okay? All right, so this is what we got. We'll let Adam write that down. This is number 7.
Okay.
All right, next step. We have to get rid of the root symbol. But look back at number 6. I had square roots here, so I squared both sides. All right? Now we have a cube root, so you've got to cube both sides. What if that was a 4th root? Then you would do a 4th power on each side, and so on. So all that happens is the cube cancels out the cube root. You bring down 6a minus 5. What's negative 5 to the 3rd power? We need to put that in your calculators. Remember, your exponent button, negative 5, where is the exponent button? Yeah, I'm looking on here. I don't see the caret key.
It's above the square button.
Oh, right there. Sorry. There's a caret key right there. So I would put negative 5 in parentheses because it's a negative. But I think it's still going to give you negative 125. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Now from here you should know how to solve it. Solve the equation from here. Alright, so I move over minus 5, make it a plus 5. That gives me negative 120. Somebody get an answer for me, please.
Negative 20.
Negative 20?
Yep,
A
positive 20.
equals negative 20.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, so 6 and 7 are both pretty easy. 8 should be just as easy. Question on 7. Alright, I can go to 8. Alright, number 8, same kind of problem we just did. X plus 2 plus 8 equals 4. Alright, so what did I do on number 7 first? Yeah, let's move the plus 8 over, make it a minus 8. Alright, do that. Get x plus 2 equals negative 4. Write it down. Alright, so now you guys cube both sides. That will get rid of that cube root symbol. See what you get. You should be able to solve it. So y'all cube the left side and cube the right side. Somebody help me, what is negative 4 to the third power?
Negative 64.
Alright, any questions? Alright, there's one more step, do one more step and you got your answer. And really y'all should be able to do number 9, it's the same stuff. Now, 10's completely different, I'll have to help you on 10. Move over plus 2, I got a minus 2. What'd y'all get for an answer on number 8?
Negative 62.
Now look, negative 64 plus negative 2 should be negative 66, right? Put that in the calculator, but I think that's right.
That's whatever.
Alright, so number 9, we got square root of 4a minus 3 plus 11 equals 14. Alright, you guys give me the first step. What do we do first?
Square.
Well, before we can square it, we gotta move everything over that's not underneath the square root symbol.
Just ahead of you, so
Right, so what'd you move over first?
11.
Good, there you go. You move that over. 14 minus 11 is 3. I'll stop and let y'all finish it. Now you square it. Do all the same steps we've been doing on all the other problems. Most everybody always gets 6, 7, 8, and 9 right on the test, and then over half the class always gets number 10. But now we're going to have to work on number 10 for several days. That's all right. Alright, so I square both sides. That takes care of the square root. 4a minus 3 equals. 3 squared gives me 9. Alright, y'all get a fraction on this one or a number?
Number?
What'd y'all get?
3.
Everybody says 3. Let's see. Move minus 3 over, that's a plus 3. I got 4a equals 12, so I agree. The answer's 3. Alright, now number 10. 10, I got x plus 4 plus square root of w minus 3 equals 7. Alright, so let's look at number 10 and compare it to number 6. How are they the same? 10 and 6.
They both have square roots.
They both have two square roots, right? Now look at number 6. When you have two square roots in a problem, one needs to be on the left side of the equal sign, one needs to be on the right side of the equal sign, just like it was in number 6. So we got to move one of them over. Guys, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to move it over here, okay? So it's going to be square root of x plus 4 equals 7 minus square root of w minus 3. All right, Troy, you need to move that over. I'll say it again, if you weren't listening. When you have two square roots in a problem, one's got to be on the left side of the equal sign, one's got to be on the right. All right, so that was one thing that was different about number 6. Now, there's one more thing that's different. Number 6 didn't have any extra numbers. What do I mean by extra numbers?
The 7.
We got a 7 that's going to mess everything up. Because number 6 was really easy. All right, so what we're going to do first, we're going to square this side. We're going to square this side, just like we did on number 6.
That X should be a W.
Say it again. Yeah. Wow. They should both be W's. W. All right, better. All right, so look, on the left side, the square cancels out the square root. You just bring down w plus 4. That's easy, right? Now, on the right side, you can't cross out the square and the square root. Why not? Because that 7 messes everything up. So guys, this has got the extra step on it. What we have to do on the right side, since it has got a square, you've got to write this down twice. And we've got to do the FOIL method on this. Yeah, this one's nasty. I'll make sure I gave you a sheet. Yeah, we're on the back row number 2. We didn't do a whole lot when y'all were gone. We tried to wait on y'all. All right, any questions so far before I start on the full method? 14? 7 was on the right side of the equal sign. I just moved it over. Now, you're about to see us do one that's really, really long, Alice. 6, 7, 8, and 9 were very short, very easy. I'll do those again with y'all in the morning, okay? Right now, you don't worry about it. It'll be on Google Classroom. All right, let's follow this. Guys, help me. What do I get when I times those two numbers?
49.
Good. Everybody see where I got 49? All right, what do I get when I times these numbers? Now look, what number's in front of that square root right there? That's a -1, right? So 7 times -1 is -7, and you just put the square root behind it. So what do I get when I times these two? Same thing. 7 times the -1 is -7 with the square root behind it. All right, now look, we've got to multiply this times this. It's going to be really easy. Let me ask you, are the square roots exactly the same? Yep, so when you times them together, you're just going to bring down what's underneath the square root symbol. The square roots actually cancel out. So I just bring down plus w minus 3. I'll say that again. If the square roots are exactly the same, when you times them, it cancels out the square root symbol. You just bring down what's up under. Now, why did I bring down a plus right here? Why is it not a minus? What's -1 times -1?